What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday or Sunday. Just gonna wait a few minutes to see if anybody's gonna join. Probably not. I'll still wait. Gonna tweet out that I'm live. All right. All right, let's get to it. Thanks for joining. This is the Cryptologist here, late night, to talk about some big things. That's right. Only the biggest. All jokes aside, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, the king. And I also have some other wonderful coins to talk about. Ethereum, AVAX, and Algo. I'm going to break down what I'm seeing, help you trade with ease and peace, knowing exactly where the coin is at. That's my goal here, is just to make sure that you know what's up and hopefully make a few more bucks. Didn't intend for that to rhyme, but hey, sometimes it happens like that. So let's dive in. My goal is to make this a very quick one because I am tired, but it's been too long since I've made a stream and I know what's gonna go, where this is gonna go. So I want to make sure and share these nuggets with you before I go to bed. So just very quickly going over the 1 hour chart. Now, this is for those that are in the weeds, deep in intraday trading. This is where you would care about this, but the investor and high time frame swing trader is not going to care too much about this. But as you can see here, Bitcoin, zooming out, found resistance at a high time frame level. Zooming back in on the 1 hour, you can see that because the Bollinger Bands are squeezing very tightly. And not only that, this is a horizontal resistance level. And so the squeeze and the inability to break through this high time frame horizontal level is indication that there's probably going to be a short-term dip, grab liquidity, and then keep running. If the bulls are in control and this is a true reversal, which we've already broken above 40K, which is a really good sign for the bulls. The bears should be scared. There should be, this is the weekend, lower volume. My opinion, there's going to be a little bit of a exhaustion from the bulls and a little short-term dip, and then we keep running. That's what the bulls want to see. Or they just break through the level right here, but I don't see that happening because right now you can see RSI and OBV is offering a little bearish divergence. Not as much on OBV. OBV could break out here, but I just wanted to show it. Kind of looks like a triple top on OBV. I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys to see. Yeah, like a triple top, and then definitely some bearish divergence on the RSI. Now, I don't think that this is going to cause a mass dip, a huge correction, but it's just something to pay attention to on the low time frames. And even on a high time frame, it's good to zoom in sometimes just to see if there's any signal of which way we might be headed, especially at key levels. So as of right now, this would be a super sweet short opportunity because the R&R is so clean. I mean, you just put your short right above 42K and you can play it down to 40,700. You can, sorry, I just realized I'm super big. Let me squeeze myself down a little bit because nobody cares about me. They care about the price. They care about the BTC. So yeah, so I don't think it's going to be a very drastic dip if we do get one on this 1 hour. I think it's going to be, 40.7, 40.5. And of course, if we don't hold that, then it'll be a much steeper correction, probably back down to the 39K level or even lower, maybe back all the way back down to 38K, and retest this high time frame diagonal breakout that we had. So that's the low time frame. Now let's go to the high time frame. So high time frame, we're looking at the weekly chart, and I've highlighted some key levels just so you can see for frame of reference. You can copy this to your chart if you don't already have it, but I'm very confident in these levels as points of interest where we will see the bulls and bears try to defend. And so as you can see, so on the daily, let me just zoom in real quick. Daily, you can see very clean this 1, 2, 3 touch point diagonal trend line that we broke through. Zooming back out on the weekly, and you can see that this horizontal is going to act as probably some strong resistance. I don't see us breaking through on this first attempt without a little bit of a correction before we come back. Maybe something like, from here, maybe not all the way back down to 35, but it's very possible this is a new zone. But, let's say it's something more like here to 39K, and then boom, and then we get back into this zone. That could definitely be something that happens. So there's something to pay attention to. It's always better to have a frame reference starting from the high time frame when you're mapping out horizontal resistance levels and points of interest, rather than starting on the low time frames, because high time frame usually governs or holds stronger where resistances will be more than low time frames. Not to say you can't look at low time frames, but again, high time frames, especially when you're getting multiple touches, rule and weigh a lot more than low time frame. So you can see on this pivot here on the run up, this correction has one, and then it's offered support 1, 2, 3 times right here, almost here. This is also the high of the year starting in 2021. And so there's a lot of confluence there. And so we try to break out there. We got a correction and then got support here once we broke through. Got support here again. Right when we broke through, we couldn't get back above it. And we corrected all the way back down to the mid range of where we were trading for months over here. And we found a relief bounce, and this relief rally is turning into what bulls hope to be a true reversal. But really, I think we need to break back above, like I'd love to see, if we go down to the daily, I'd love to see us break back above the zone. We're talking on the low end 42K, but on the high end, really, 43K would really propel us back up. Now there's going to be, this daily resistance probably down here. You can see this acted as support, and right when we broke through right here, huge drop. So there was a huge reaction here, and I'm sure the volume supports that too. But yeah, so definitely want to watch for 42K. 43K is huge. 42K is big, but 43K is really strong, and then that would allow for some space up to the next resistance point at 7%. that was at 46K. And then after that, zoom back out, you can see the top of this pivot here has multiple touch points. I can even, let me see why I drew that. Yeah. So I'll probably just remove this box here, and I'll say there's been one touch point here, and then 2, 3, 4. So this is definitely valid as a level of interest, and it's going to be right around 51, call it 52K. And then, off the races once we're back above 52K. But for now, just pay attention to this 42K level. This would be a great short opportunity, like I said, until 42K is recaptured on the daily. But the weekly closes tomorrow, so it'll be really interesting to see where we fall. But I bet it's going to be right below this level, and who knows what's going to happen opening the week. There's all the tension going on with Russia, and the economy is just on ice with the U.S. being a money printing machine, causing inflation, and there's just so much turmoil. So definitely more so than ever, there's so much to pay attention to that could have short-term ramifications on Bitcoin. But in the long term, it's definitely going to detach itself from a lot of these things that have caused some volatility, where normally as a risk-on asset, it would be not as correlated to the stock market, but for whatever reason, it has had some correlation. But like I said, just pay attention to the markets Monday, because if we can't break through by tomorrow, I definitely think we're going to see, something like this. And we could range in here through tomorrow, but this Bollinger Band squeeze is getting real. And usually when that happens, you can see we were testing resistance here, and we squeezed, boom, had a little dip, and then on that next rebound, we were able to break through. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here. And look, got up over here. There's this kind of low time frame horizontal resistance here. Look, boom, broke down, retested, fell, and then over here retested, fell, and then got really tight Bollinger Bands on the 1 hour here at this level, consolidated right here, and then a dip, and then we broke up and over it, but then another little tight range consolidating Bollinger Band squeeze at another diagonal resistance, and then boom. So like I said, we're kind of consolidating, and we're really squeezing here. It's very it's possible that we squeeze and pop, and then come back down and keep going. But just with this RSI, OBV is breaking out. Let's see where this 1 hour closes in 10 minutes. If it closes above, then that's going to be a good sign. And then RSI could follow. OBV is really one of the indicators that I like. It can tend to be leading. Not very many indicators are leading. I mean, maybe most would argue that none are, but OBV from time to time can lead the way. So most are lagging. So it's kind of cool to see if there's a breakout here on the 1 hour, then maybe it will break us through this level. But I am just wanting to make sure that my followers are aware and cautious of both sides of the equation, because it's super easy on pumps to get euphoric and forget where we are on high time frames. And right now, until proven otherwise, this is resistance. So don't forget it. Don't go all in just yet. Better to be a little late to the party and be winning than be early and then get rug pulled. So on we go. Ethereum. On the daily chart, you can see that we are near this resistance point here, and even there's a diagonal you can kind of see that we're at as well here. And I'd say it's the same situation. Depending on how you draw your horizontal levels, everyone draws them differently, right? You could say, this dip here we need to get past. Well, we broke above that, or then it's bullish. But there is this diagonal, and there's enough touch points here for me to call this a level that we really need to recapture before jumping in big. And the fact that it correlates perfectly with this diagonal, for me, it's one that I would rather wait, which I sold. I was buying in bottom range here, and I sold all my spot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm just going to wait to re-enter until there's a strong close above these high time frame levels, because like I said, I'd rather be a little late. And then again, same thing. I think we could, let's say that this was a level that we needed to break past. If you're zooming in on Ethereum, we could dip back down. And the other thing I wanted to point out is if you do a fib extension, fib extension from here, this little correction here, you can see it perfectly tagged the 2 Fibonacci extension, and it's come back and tagged the 1618, which is another key level on the extensions. And so right now, let me see. Yeah, right now, we could dip back down, retest maybe the 1414, or come as low as the 1. It happens a lot on these bull runs. You'll see if you do a fib extension, a lot of times it'll tag the 1618, the 2 even go as high as 2618, and then it's not uncommon to come all the way back down to the 1, but find support at the 1 at the top, and then keep going. So don't be fearful again when you see a correction. It's like maybe a 10% dip from here. No, we've still made a lot of traction, and we've been setting higher lows all along the way, and higher highs. So you got to stay level-headed. Don't get emotional. Corrections will happen. 50% corrections happen on bull runs all the time. So just know that we are definitely at a resistance point, and for a number of reasons. So again, short is the play here until 30. I would say, just to be super safe, 3080 is captured on a high time frame, and then from there is a lot of room to run. And if you go out to the weekly, you can see, or even the 3-day, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, boom, boom. There's a lot of touches on this level, so it's right around 4,000. But as early as 3930 is an area that I think will be retested probably in the next month or two, but that's only if we're able. On this move right here, I would say we have to get back above that 3080. Then we're back in this zone up here, and so we'd be trading. Let me clear out this Fibonacci. Then we would be trading, up here like this, and maybe, in the next 2 months, get back up here. And, it could just go straight up, boom, boom, boom. However it is, I think the likelihood of us retesting here sooner than later is great if we break above here soon. If not, if we get sent down and come back here, then this could be a very long year before we get back to all-time highs. So stay level-headed, be aware of where we're at, don't jump the gun. But for right now, there's reason to be hopeful, for sure. So AVAX is the next one I wanted to talk about very quickly. And on the daily time frame, you can see 1, 2, 3 touches, and then a retest on this diagonal breakout. But for me, it's diagonal breakouts are a good indication of a potential trend reversal, not a great time to jump in. Can you play a diagonal breakout? Sure. Is it a high risk reward play? No. There's a high probability, or not necessarily high probability, but more often than not, I would say, is you'll see something like this on a breakout. It'll go up and then it can bounce down 2-3 times before really finding a bottom and then getting back up to that horizontal resistance, where it can break and retest and go up. But if it fails, it's a super easy exit, because you know exactly where you need to enter and exit, which is, if it jumps back above $80, then you would probably put a stop somewhere under here, 76. Good to go. Super easy. Whereas here on a diagonal breakout, well, you bought in here and boom, it retested. Okay, well, your stop loss is going to be way lower down here under the diagonal trend line. So it's just not as clean. But I do like, if we're able to get back above 80, a very nice long setup, about 26%, up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5 touch point horizontal level up here. And then, this is going to be the zone. If we can get back above 80, this would be the new zone from 135 to 80, that we can see some chop and, up some wide up and downs as Bitcoin decides to do what it wants to do. But yeah, 80K is where I'm going to re-enter, and then try to ride some spots up to these highs, and then just exit when it gets back out of the range. Super easy. But right now, it's the same deal as Ethereum and Bitcoin. Short is the play. Look for signs of weakness on low time frame. You can see that we got rejected on the first go around, and we're trying to get back up. If there's a rejection again, which it looks like there is, so short with a stop at maybe $81 would be the play. And there's potential if Bitcoin poo-poos here for a very nice short, back down to this diagonal. It could go even lower if Bitcoin tanks. So, but the risk reward here is very great. And then the last one is algo. On the daily time frame, you can see very clearly that this was a little range. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. This was a clean range we were trading in, and we just broke out and we just retested, and it's found support as of right now. But as long as it's staying at 1, I love this, because if Bitcoin does break through, it's just super juicy. I mean, from the breakout range to the top of where this pretty clean horizontal is, going back to the daily, you can see it very clean. Boom, 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 boom. Well, you got about 30% already headed there. And if you look at where we're at right now, and I posted this on Twitter, there's the EMA and smooth moving average. The 20 moving average is right here and acting as resistance. And you can see when we broke out above the 20-day moving average, we found support, and then it kicked us higher, and we broke down, and then now it's acting as resistance. So if we can break back above, I like the chances of stretching out to the top of the bands, which lines up with the 50-day EMA, and almost at the top of the range. So it's already broken out of this zone, which is great, and a very clean R&R from here. You could put a stop at like 98, 97 cents. And then, or you could wait until it breaks above, the 20-day moving average or the 20 EMA, and then play it from there, which would be a 23% jump to the top of the zone. Or if you wanted to play it to the top of the band, that's 17%. So all in all, there's a lot of good long potential with a very clean exit. So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Just some good altcoin setups and some high time frame, low time frame analysis on Bitcoin and Ethereum, just to make sure that you keep your head on a swivel and know what's going on without getting emotional. My motto is be the Albert Pujols of trading. He is the machine. he's unemotional. He gets up there and he used to just hit bangers all the time. He's older now, near retirement, but still, be a machine. Do not let trading, catch you off guard. Have a plan getting into the trade, and know beforehand where the high time frame resistance and support levels are, so that you're not caught off guard. So that is all I have for you guys. It's 2:00. I wanted to jump off at 2, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night, morning, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. God bless, and until next time,